disgusting. So Oda Wildknife need to stop giving him kills.
I mean, he's very close to that Trinity Force. Another wave or two of farm, which he's going to pick up in the top lane, and he will be a pretty happy Badger. But all across the board, I think H2K can just be pretty happy with how the early game went. Right now, the gold is pretty even because Splyce picked themselves up 2 turrets, simply because with the teleport play, Oda went to the top half of the map. Trashy moved to the bottom with Wonder, who already had a wave pushing in his favor, so they quickly took that tier 1. And then they rotated Wonder back up to the top half, along with Kobbe and Mickey, which then enabled them to take that second tier 1. So in terms of map control, it's still in favor of Splyce, but H2K have garnered themselves a stronger early game lead. They have the kills on the right targets. They've gotten through this rough laning phase that they should have experienced. And a lot of that is off the back of Jankos and his proactivity. And now Wonder is really struggling in this 1v1.
Oh man, Irelia beating up an Olaf here.
But this is what happens when you get such an early Trinity Force. It's supposed to be quite an expensive item. You get delayed during the laning phase, so you hit your spike later. But now, because Odo is level 9 to the level 8 of Wonder, because he's already pretty much completed his Trinity Force, he's now really starting to struggle up against this Irelia. So H2K doing a great job.
I'm really struggling against Irelia. Irelia is literally taking his tower, like 1v1. I mean, he had the assist of Jankos, so he couldn't step up, but like that almost hardly ever happens, especially in something like this. Cannot stress that enough. But H2K with his lead in the early game, plus that dragon, Splyce are going to take the consolation prize of a red buff. Almost stolen away by Vander actually there. But generally very impressive by H2K. Definitely on the upswing in these last couple weeks. I'm going to hold that for a second as Ryu is holding down the fort mid lane as Trashy is coming in here as well with the rest of his team. And Jankos also going to defend this tower. Splyce don't even want to push here. Because I was talking to Vander yesterday, and he was saying, well, yesterday was kind of one of the more easy games coming into the next 4, of course, in terms of strength of schedule. Splyce will be one of the biggest tests for them. Because it is top of the table now, not facing those middle of the pack, bottom of the pack teams. And so far, they're doing really, really well.
Well, as you rightly said, the beginning of this test is going well. You know, you get a couple of easy questions normally, and they've just powered through them. They're already halfway through very early on.
But will there be that annoying question on the last page?
That 8 marker.
The 8 marker.
I mean, that's where the real quest comes in, you know? We've got to proper evaluate, you know, the evaluate question, Pulse.
There's always that tilt question as well on the back of the test, where sometimes they put it there and you assume you're done with the test, but actually there was a question there and you lose like 8, 9 marks or something. Really annoying. Well, hope that doesn't happen to H2K in this game.
We'll have to keep their eyes out on it. Moving forward, though, because we're approaching the 50-minute mark, we have to remember that both teams do have quite good scaling compositions. I would give the late game in favor to Splyce because they have the Caitlyn over the Lucian, who has decided to go once again for the Ghostblade into Black Cleaver build. Wonder against Irelia, because Irelia, she typically has a good, decent early game, I would argue, and then into a very powerful mid game, and then it sort of extends to about the 30-35 minute mark, and then past that, she just falls off because the Trinity Force isn't as effective. You have 4 item AD carries that would just shred through you already, who's now considered squishy. And then you've also got Wonder, who he will also slightly fall, but he's going to have so much more power because he will be naturally tankier thanks to his ultimate. And it's going to be so much easier for him to stick onto those backline targets thanks to his CC removal. And then Cassio, I mean, 6 items, you know. She can literally have 6 damage items. So the late game is going ever so slightly in favor of Splyce, so H2K need to take advantage of the powerful mid game that they have. Trinity Force is done, Ghostblade is done, Spirit's Visage done, H2K really powerful, and they might force a fight right now.
Mickey looking for the engage, Tempered Fate comes down, flash over it by Freeze though, he'll get to safety, maybe. Wonder and Trashy are looking to come in and close the noose. Vander gets called out, Jankos and Freeze are going to come in here for the engage. They lose Vander, Mickey X dropping low, Kobbe looking to back off as well, and all Splyce looking to disengage now, but Wonderwear coming in from the back lines along with Trashy, takes down Freeze, chasing after Jankos as well. Ryu trying to get in range to try and salvage the situation, but now he's caught under the undertow with Trashy. He goes into the Sanguine Pool, but Mickey X with a re-engage along with Kobbe. Jankos looking to back up, but this is their 4-0 fight for Splyce.
Splyce had a rough early game, and after one fight, have rectified it entirely. 4 kills picked up for Splyce. They've gained control over the gold lead. They've gained control over the map. And how could we ever doubt Splyce, Pulse? They just seem to know how to play these fights. and everything just went so well for them.
I mean, this is exactly how the game went yesterday for them in Game 1 versus Fnatic. Lost the early game, lost a bunch of kills in the lane swap. This time we had standard lanes, but then they just won a fight really, really hard, and the game just swung. Kobe, that was the wrong way, but I'm going to forgive you because your positioning was good. But still, Splice coming right back in this game, now have the goal lead, now have the tower lead.
So many impressive things went down in that fight. Fortunately, we're going to have a replay to properly break them down. So the exhaust gets used very early on onto Freeze. Now that AD carry's flash is gone. Keep your eye on Wonder. He's coming in from the flank. H2K is still sticking around to fight. Freeze comes back in to try and support his AD carry. H2K think they can win the 3 versus 3, especially with Odo doing so much damage to Mickey and Kobe, but then Wonder on the backline in the bottom of your screen cleans up the AD carry. Senkux is there to provide support. His single target DPS is enough to shred through Odo Omne, and then Wonder can just be left to clean up the rest of H2K. Just everything went so well, and I mean, I want to praise Mickey because that magical journey was a big part of what enabled Splice to separate H2K, and then once they were divided, it just felt like Splice were just so much better at cleaning up the fight.
I mean, I underestimated the power of Wonder and Trashy there with Olaf and Elise. I mean, they were like 2-3 and just destroying them. So much damage coming out there, and yeah, splitting up the fight with the magical journey. Yamato enjoying the ice cream. Pretty chill right now. He's almost done. This game is not almost done, though.
Yeah, he's going to have to get another one.
Yeah. Still. H2K going to start off this Mountain Dragon. Has been blue trinketed. And Jankos will make his way out. I mean, Teleport is up from Wonder, so don't really want to full commit onto this one. Whereas Odawalmi has to stay with the team. And he was not. He was in mid lane, so they would have been outnumbered.
So this is actually really smart from Splice, because they H2K were like, hey, you guys, come fight us at the Drake. Woo! We don't have TP. And then Splice were like, no, because we do have TP, and we know you don't. So we're just going to force you to make a decision. Commit to the Dragon, where we're just going to poke you down, where you are going to be forced then to make a decision between fighting 4 versus 5, or we're just going to take your tower on the other side of the map with Wonder. So H2K had to go, okay, you wouldn't take our bluff, so we're just going to have to back away from the Drake. And now they've had to send Odo to the top half of the map. Now Splice have the numbers advantage, and if they want, this would be a great opportunity for them to force the Dragon. Ryu may have been called out.
Will Sanguine pull the Q-Kami? I wonder where it's just going to charge towards H2K. His team is a little too far behind him. So it was a zoning Ragnarok. But Splice will have full control over the Dragon now. Odawame still doesn't have TP, so this will be a Mountain Dragon to Splice. They will have to send someone to top lane to deal with the Aurelia threat.
Wonder may even teleport to the top, or they might just try to force a fight. Tempered Fate is not going to land, but this does mean that that top turret is going to take quite a lot of damage from Odo. He doesn't have the minion wave to quite take it away from Splice, but not bad for H2K. They are going to lose a Drake, but they were able to get a bit more control over the top half of the map. Do want to echo how close this game still is. Only 1,000 gold separates the two teams. Right now, H2K do still have a big spike in the mid game. It's only going to get stronger once they complete that second item, and so Splice can't afford to be lax just yet.
And Splice, of course, as you mentioned, have slightly better scaling. Freeze getting caught there by the Cosmic Binding, but the engage coming out here. Odawane destroys Kobe. Mickey X will jump over the wall. Senkux now coming into the fight, but meanwhile, in the backlines, no one is defending Freeze. No one can defend Freeze. Wonder finds one. He's looking for the second. Goes on to the third. Jankos goes down. Mickey X finds the kill. Vander is the only one remaining from H2K. Another 4-on-1 trade.
Wonder just Ragnarex through the team of H2K, cleanly picking up a double kill, cleanly turning the fight in their favor, and what looks so promising for H2K is going to end in disaster as Splice pick themselves up a Baron at 20 minutes.
This Baron is just dead. I mean, whether we're not even taking any damage there, 4 kills again. All these fights are going so well for Splice. And we're talking about these mid-game spikes for H2K and the late game of Splice, but they're just punishing so well.
I mean, the setup from H2K is good because they realize, hey, there's only 3 members of Splice, there's 5 of us, we have a good tower diving team, but then Wonder comes in from the flank once again. Easily gets onto Freeze. His flash still isn't up. He's already used the heal. He quickly drops. Odo, he was tanking the turret, and that meant that Wonder had another easy kill because of the setup from the flank. And this is something that we did not highlight earlier on. Splice's composition the only real way they can engage is with the Tempered Fate. If they don't have it, then there's no easy way for them to actually start a fight unless Wonder gets the flank off. And what H2K are doing right now is they're making it super easy for him to get the flank off. He doesn't even always have to TP in. In that fight he did, but in the fight previously, he just walked behind them.